Right. So let's try to create an interface for this today's assignment one. Okay. So we already discussed what do you mean by an interface? What is an interface? Why interfaces are? The applications of interfaces, etc. Right? So list interface.java. I'm saying that list interface.java and save it in the current folder itself. Now see, public. So whenever you want to define a class, what do you say? Public class or class name. If you want to define an interface, say interface name. Okay, interface. What is the interface name? List interface. I'm trying to say list interface. Now remember, what are the methods that you're going to define in the interface? All those methods are going to be by default public and abstract. Public and abstract. Okay. Now say what I will do. What are all the methods available in the list entity? Of course, we have seen so many methods, right? Okay, we'll define all those methods here. Public. What is the return type for add? Void. Public add of int. Int only, right? Okay. What are the other methods? Add all of integer array. Yes, what are the others? Public int size. Good. What are the others? Public resize. No, that's a private method to the class. It's not. It may not be required to define in the list interface. Okay. Contains. Boolean contains of. So this should be integer, right? Yes or no? Now public int index of int. Now public remove. So remove is going to be int. Remove int in the sense, is that an index or an item or an element? It's not an item, it's an index according to our program. Index of, what is the parameter to the index of? Item. What is the return type? Return value. Return value is index. Here contains, parameter is, you all stop, let's focus on this batch. Okay, now tell me, what is the parameter for contains? Any one of you? Okay, Manoj, except Manoj. Item. What is the return type? Boolean. Okay, now you all don't talk. You need to say me what are the other methods that we have written. Except Manoj. Public remove all. What are the parameters for remove all? Array, right? Good. Integer array. So what is the return type? Void. Nothing is there. What are the other methods that we have defined? Clear. Okay, what is the return type? Void. So we are not going to return anything. Okay. Next, what are the other methods? Public equals. What is the return type? Boolean. Because whenever you try to check, you have to say either true or false, right? You're comparing each, which means Boolean equals of. So what is the parameter? Array. List, not array. Okay. Is it correct? Are we following the same? Remove all int array. Okay. Right, good. ToString may not be required because it also by default inherits from the object class. What else? Get is already done. No. So public. What is the return type? Get of. What is the parameter that you have to pass? Gautam, what is the parameter that you have to pass for get? Get index. Okay. Return. So which means value. Get of index. So returns a value. Okay. What are the other methods? Hemant. Substring, sublist, sublist, right? Okay, what is the return type? What sublist returns? Sublist and int? It's a list of elements again, right? So this should be list, sublist of. What is the parameter for sublist? What are the parameters for sublist? Sandhya, start and end. So int comma int. Don't write any parameter names there. So it by default takes it. Okay. We need to specify. It won't take by default, but the parameter types you have to define only. Okay. Now what are the other things? Any other that we missed?
Add of particular index.
Yeah, perfect. Add of. What is the return type? Nothing. Yes or no? Void. So parameters. First one is the index, and the other one is the element. Perfect. Good. Next. Count. Public. What is the return type? Int. Count of. What is the parameter? Item. Right. Good. So let us assume these are all the methods that we have implemented. Okay. So now, of course, this is what you are trying to ask your clients to implement this interface. So what are all the methods available in the interface? You have to ask your clients to implement these methods. So this is all about declaration of the methods. Okay, write a method name, write a method signature, and keep semicolon at the end. So that is going to be by default an abstract method. Abstract method in the sense, for that method there will be no code at all. You are not going to give any implementation there. So interface contains only abstract methods. You can't write anything more than that. Okay. Interface contains only abstract methods. Okay. So this is something like a template I'm going to give you. So you have to write a class based on list interface, and you have to implement all these methods. Okay, that's what we are trying to give you in the website also, right? Say go to the website. So what we are trying to do here, we have defined only the methods. We have clearly specifying only the methods, not the implementation part of it, right? So this is something like an interface. Yes, no? Okay. So this is the list interface. Now I have to compulsorily follow. I have to implement that list interface to this class. So for that, I have to use implements. So after the class name, public class list. What is the interface name? List interface. Okay, done. That's nothing more. So all those methods will be inherited to list now. Okay, now compile it. If it successfully compiles, that's fine. Okay, there is an error. So what is that error? Okay. So error, cannot find symbol, list interface. Okay, we'll try to check the spelling might be the problem. No, not this, this one. List interface, right? This one. Interfaces కాదనుకుంటా కదా interface okay. So while you're trying to save it clearly. I think there was a problem. No exclamatory mark, right?
Interface, sir. TER.
Oh. So what you try to do is save as with a different name. Save as list interface.java. Perfect. Now take this and implement it here. Now compile it. 15 errors. What is that? Identifier expected. Which means you have to give the variable names too. I think so. You have to give the variable names too. So for what is the parameter for add item, right? This is ARR. For size, nothing. Contains Gautam, item. For index of item only. Okay. For remove, index. This is ARR. Clear? Not required. Equals list. Get index. This is start end. This is index item. This is item. And that's it, right? So go here, compile it. Oh, 2 errors still. What are this? Public void removal of int ARR of semicolon is expected. So semicolon is missing here. So what is the other one? Public class list implements list interface. So list is not abstract and doesn't override abstract method count of int. Do you understand that meaning? Do you understand that meaning? What do you mean by this? List is not abstract. List ante enti ikkada list.java. So this is not public. This is not an abstract class. That's what it meant to say. Okay. So this is not an abstract class. Why it is not an abstract class? It should. What they are trying to say is you have to declare the class as abstract, but you are not declaring the class as abstract because see here. And doesn't override abstract method count of int. What do you mean by count of int? We have written a method called count of int in the interface. Where here? Where is it count? Here. We have written a method and we are expecting the list class to get implemented. Okay? We are expecting the list class to implement the count method. But did we implement the count method? Okay, try to find it out. Oh. Do we have a count method? I'm trying to search for. No, there is no count method. So what should do? So either one thing, you have to declare the class as abstract so that there is no problem because this list contains, of course. Now the list, what are all the methods in the list interface? Let us assume there are 13 methods. No, 12 methods. All these 12 methods will come to the list class now. But did you implement all the 12 methods? No. What is the leftover? Count. So if you left over any of the method, you have to declare the class as abstract. That is the rule. Okay. But if you implement all the methods, no need of keeping the class as abstract. But still you can make the class as abstract. That's not a problem because you are not allowing the others outsiders to create an object for this. Okay. Make sure that if the class is abstract, you are not allowing someone to create an object for this. Okay, something like solution. Okay, whatever it is, right? So remove abstract here and then remove count method here. So I don't want to be the part of it, part of list interface. Compile it now. So still one more error. What is that error? And doesn't override abstract method add of int in list interface. So that is also not there. Of course, we might have implemented in some other class, but not here. So make it as comment. Okay. Now try to compile it again, and that's it. Okay. So this is the way of implementing the interface to your class. Understood? Say for example, let us assume add of int index comma item is also there. So at the time you'll get an error saying that add of int comma int is not defined in list. So make the class as public. Sorry, make the class as abstract. Now go to the command line. Try to. Okay, first execute it. Sorry, compile it. Are you getting any errors? Yes, 3. What are they? list lst equals to new list of end minus start. Can you create an object when the class is abstract? No, that is the rule. When the class is abstract, you can't create an object. So be careful. Okay. So at the time, what you do? I want to remove abstract. And what I have to do? I have to remove this method. But as part of the list interface, I don't want to remove it. So what you do? Come here. At some place, public void add of int index comma int item. So just say nothing is there. Return. Okay, don't do anything, just return. So now this add of int index and item has been implemented in this class called list. So now there is no problem. Now it's not required for you to declare this list class as abstract. Okay, there are two things. There are three things. One, what are the methods that are available in the list interface? All those methods will be inherited to list class. So all those methods that you have to implement on your own. If you don't implement any of the method, you have to declare the class as abstract. Otherwise, you have to implement all the methods. Okay. And if you don't want to write the code for any of the method, make it as empty signature. Define it, but make it as empty. Okay. So that it's not required for you to make the class as abstract. So this is the story behind. Okay. Done. So, so he has a question.
No, that is out of the